Hi, this is Jeannie with Creative Ectothermic Solutions. Today I have a whole lot of work to do. I have some spiders to unbox and I have spiders to rehouse. So stick with us and you'll get to see a lot of spiders moving around. We're going to start off with our Mexican pinks. These are some gorgeous little Mexican spiders. They're a Brachypelma. They're beautiful, they're easy to get along with, and they're actually pretty hard to find. This is one of my old boxes. I'm gonna recycle it like I like to recycle things. I'm gonna use a little heat gun and I'm gonna take the labels off so that whatever was in there last doesn't end up confusing everybody, because it would be a tragedy to want a Thai black and end up with a Mexican pink, although I think it would be a win-win there. Because Thai blacks are really cool spiders, but Mexican pinks are also really cool spiders. And it's harder to find Mexican pinks than Thai blacks. So I'm just gonna go through a couple of these and clean them all out. And then I will start rehousing these spiders. These spiders are slings, which means that they're pretty small, but they aren't that small, so you shall see. Wherever I see that these are dirty inside, it all depends on what kind of dirty they are. One fun fact is that you can dissolve spider webs with alcohol. So alcohol also cleans these up and makes them disease-free and so on and so forth, but we have to leave them open because putting a spider in a alcohol-rich environment would probably asphyxiate it. So the ones that need to be cleaned with alcohol, I clean them out and leave them open. You can see all the webs in here, and you can see when I spray the alcohol, the webs just wipe right out. If I had sprayed it with water, I would be trying to scrub these to get them out, but for some reason or another, spider webs are soluble in alcohol, which I think is very interesting. So I need to make sure I put the right spiders in the right enclosures. These are Mexican pinks I'm working with right now, and I want to make sure I get an enclosure that doesn't have any alcohol on it. I put the labels on. I get some dirt. Give them enough dirt to cover the bottom. Give them a little bit of room to burrow. Give them some moss. Sphagnum moss is lovely stuff. The spiders can drink out of it. And it keeps everything nice and moist. So we're going to take this little Brachypelma classy or Mexican pink. Housing spiders. This is a Mexican pink. I don't know if you can see it, but it is a gorgeous little creature. It's already got pink on the end of its legs. It's starting to show its color. It is about an inch from their an inch leg span, which is how you measure the size of spiders. So there's our first spider rehoused. Only 100 or so more to go. Okay, these are my last 4 Brachypelma classies, or class I's, as you wish. Always double check the name I don't want to make a mistake and put the wrong spider in the containers. And there they are. I just need to put the names on. This is the Brachypoma classi, or the Mexican pink. They are stunningly beautiful. Our next spider is going to be the Brachypelma amelia, or the Mexican true redleg. This is also a very beautiful spider. I have a juvenile to show you. A juvenile has their full color and beauty. Look at this spider. This is a Brachypelma amelia, or a Mexican true redleg. They're also sometimes called the Mexican painted tarantula. A lot of times the common name is changed, or there are different common names in different places. This is a Brachypelma from Mexico. They are terrestrial spiders. They're very pretty. They're pretty friendly. They're not real bad about kicking hairs. I like them. I think they're really pretty. I have 4 of these to put in these containers, so I will get right to it. They get enough dirt so that they can be a little burrowy if they want to. This dirt is nice and moist. These guys come from a drier region, but I always like to start off with a moist habitat, because sometimes if this substrate dries out, you have to dump it in a bucket of water to get it to rehydrate. It's very difficult. Now they get their sphagnum moss, which is what I give them to drink out of. I know I've mentioned it before, but sphagnum moss is some really awesome stuff. It naturally has a little bit of iodine in it, and as a result, it is both antibacterial and antifungal. If you happen to be lost in the woods or on Naked and Afraid, you could use this sphagnum moss to make your water safe to drink. I am making sure it says B. amelia on the side, and I am going to rehouse our tiny little spiders. There you go, little one. Let me show you the size. That is a little spiderling, and I am going to put it in this bigger enclosure. Whoops. If it wants to go in. Get your little feet off. Thank you. So I only have 4 of these to rehouse, so this will only take a second. And that's it. These are my Brachypelma amelias, or Mexican true redlegs. My next spider is a Brachypelma auratum, or a Mexican flame knee. This is a very exciting, very beautiful spider. I once again have a juvenile that I can show you. I had a young female, but she went to a new home this past weekend. And the young man who bought her should enjoy her immensely. This is a juvenile Mexican flame knee. You can see the color. That's where they get their name. They're very, very pretty spiders. This one's a little dull. It's due for a molt. But these are some gorgeous, gorgeous spiders. I only have one to rehouse. This one is small, but a lot of people like buying slings. I like slings. I think slings are pretty cool, watching their colors change. Here's my little spiderling. The proper name is spiderling, but people call them slings. So this one has gone into its new home, so I will put it away. Next, we have a Brachypelma, or I suspect it's actually had a name change, and it's a Tarantula, however you say that, to little TL. My tongue just doesn't wrap around it. So, I haven't looked it up and officially changed its name yet. It's much easier to say Brachypelma. So this is a Brachypelma, or a T. salbolipsum or losum. Salbolosum. And this is a pretty small sling. There it is right there. It's got some nice little tarantula hair on its rump already. We're going to coax it in. It's about 2 or 3 times the size of the Amelias. I have a more grown one of them that is just molted, so it's super bright and beautiful. So this is what this spider is going to wind up looking like. As you can see, it's a very beautiful spider. So, our next on the agenda are some K. brunipes, or dwarf pink legs. Looks like okay, we're back once again. We're going to do the K. brunipes, or the dwarf pink leg. They're a New World spider. They're terrestrial. They are actually fossorial. They're obligate burrowers. They have bright pink legs. They have a pink spot on their abdomen. They're some really cute spiders. Let me see. See how cute it is? And this one is pretty big. I've had these guys for a while. Come on, little one. If we offer it a hiding place, it should just pop right down inside. A lot of these I'm going to have to dig out, so I'm busy looking for surface spiders. Come on. Obligate burrowing spiders are called fossorial. Fossorial spiders need a lot of dirt because they're very unhappy if they can't burrow. I mean, we don't necessarily think of insects as being happy or unhappy, but they need to be underground. Their instincts say that they need to be underground. So if you don't give them what they need, they aren't content. And we want them to be content. We want them to, behave as naturally as possible. I mean, it's obviously not, they obviously won't behave exactly as they would in the wild, because we change their behavior when we bring them into captivity, but giving them what they require is a good thing. The pinks and the dwarf pink legs are my two really big groups of spiders. Well, they were my really big groups of spiders that aren't going to be unboxed. I'm still trying to make enough room for that to happen. But these are single spiders. This is the Cyriocosmus. I've got a Cyriocosmus leetzi and a Cyriocosmus parismilzi. Cyriocosmus are some beautiful, beautiful dwarf tarantulas that are very small. You'll see here in a minute. So I have the Colombian dwarf tiger and I have the Bolivian dwarf beauty. The dwarf tiger is the leetzi and the Colombian dwarf tiger is the leetzi and the Bolivian dwarf beauty is the parismilzi. These little spiders have hearts on their abdomen. They're really, really cute. They're so cute they don't even look real. Let's see if we can get this spider out so you can see it. There it is right there. The Colombian dwarf tiger. Let's bring it. See how cute it is and see how small it is. It'll obviously get bigger than that, but these guys are also fossorial. They are obligate burrowers. And then this one is the parismilzi or the Bolivian dwarf beauty. A lot of them are called dwarf beauties. They're Colombian dwarf beauty, Bolivian dwarf beauty. The dwarf tiger just has the horseshoe shape and the tiger on its abdomen, so that one doesn't actually have a heart abdomen, but this one should, if it will consent to be seen. This one's quite a lot bigger. Look at that beautiful spider. Look at the heart. So we're gonna convince this guy or girl to go into this container. There you go. Isn't that a glorious spider? And these are Cyriocosmus. Next on the agenda is an Aphelophelma, something. It's the Aphelophelma burrica or the Costa Rican blue front. When these guys grow up, they're very, very beautiful. They have a blue front. They have blue fangs and blue front legs, and they're gorgeous. Most of the Aphelophelmas that we know of are from the United States. They would be like the Oklahoma brown, the Arizona blonde, the Texas tan, and there's quite a few more roaming about the U.S., but there are some from South America and further. I mean, there's some from Nicaragua, Costa Rica, so they aren't just for us. So these are the Costa Rican blue front or the Aphelophelma or Aphelophelma burrica. These are also obligate burrowers. Here is my first one. There it is right there. So we're just going to shush it in here, and it should be content. I try to do the best that I can for these little spiders. You put baby spiders, spiderling slings, you put them in these smaller containers because they succeed better. In the wild, 80 to 90% of all the baby spiders die, so you only have 10% that are left over. In captivity, we can reverse that number. we can have 80 to 90% that live. Well, we remove them from their siblings, we feed them on a regular basis, and we put them in these small containers. The reason we put them in little containers is because they don't have to look real hard to find their food. Feeding them on a regular basis is great, but if we took these tiny little spiders and we put them in a 10-gallon tank, chances are they would find a place on the edge of the 10-gallon tank and dry up and die. I'm using a little heat gun and I'm removing these old stickers. There was something else in here previously, but I moved it up or shipped it out. I did something with it, so now these containers are empty, and so I'm going to reuse them. I have several sizes and shapes of these nice little acrylic containers. I sell them at expos, and I house my tarantulas in them. When I get tiny babies in, I may put them in deli cups for a while, but I really don't like deli cups. I think they're ugly and they're not very roomy, so I try to give them a little bit more room without overwhelming them with space. I don't want them to dry up in the corner, but I do not want them to live in a 1-inch square space either. So this is my compromise. This is 2 inches by 3 inches, so it's a lot bigger than a deli cup, and it's also a lot more attractive. So you can have you can actually see your spiders in these containers, and the spiders have enough space to grow. So these are pumpkin patch tarantulas. They are like lightning. Pumpkin patches are pretty awesome. They have their full color from the time they're tiny babies. Most tarantulas, no matter how exciting their name, Goody Sapphire, are born dull brown tarantulas and gradually get their color as they get older. Some of the exceptions are some of the spiders that change colors, like the Carabina versicolor or the Antilles pink toe, which are born bright blue and turn into basically rainbow spiders as they get older, with blue and green legs and burgundy abdomen. They're very beautiful. The green bottle blue is born with stripes. It's a beautiful little striped tarantula, and then it turns, with blue legs and a green carapace and a burgundy abdomen as it gets older. But like I said, most spiders are born, dull brown or pink spiders. All of the grammostolas are basically pink when they're born, and as they molt out, they get the color, the black or the golden stripes of the Choco Golden Knees, things like that. This is a baby pumpkin patch tarantula. It's right there. It's very cute. I'm going to move it into this bigger enclosure, and it will hopefully stay in there and not run out, because it's a pumpkin patch and they're fast. Very, very, very fast. These are not actually spiders here at all. They are baby red claw emperor scorpions. Okay, these scorpions, they come from the rainforests in Africa, which means that they're very tropical. They like things very moist. These guys are pretty bad-tempered for emperor scorpions. When they grow up, they will have red claws. Right now, they're just little black scorpions with pebbled claws and a white stinger. They'll have a little bit more room in this container, which is good. They deserve a little bit more room. And we'll give them some moss to hide in and keep themselves nice and moist. I only have 2 of these, but they've been pretty hard to come by in recent years. So they're in their new little habitats. They're very cute. These are Pandus Cavamanus, or Red Claw Emperors. Okay, so we are going to continue on our epic journey here, but we're going to switch types of containers. I use these for very, very slow growing or very, very small slings. I like these containers. They're made out of heavy acrylic. They're actually meant for makeup, so they don't have any of the PBA stuff in it or anything like that, so it's safe for your spiders. So we're going to put in some little Oklahoma browns, or Aflophelma hensey in here. These guys grow so slow. These are also quite a bit bigger than a deli cup, and you can make the substrate nice and deep so that these obligate burrower or fossorial spiders can burrow. Makes them happy. So let's find our little tiny spiders. So these guys are going to go in here. I am going to give them just a little bit of moss, and they're going to go live in a new container. Go, all of our tiny little Oklahoma browns, all 3 of them. These are not a hot seller. People don't go out looking for Oklahoma browns unless they're excited about native tarantulas, but I always try to keep a few on hand. Like I said, they're not overly expensive. They're really kind of cool spiders. I like them. I love having native spiders to the United States.